Welcome to the third episode of the Perspectives podcast, everyone. This is the show for all cinephiles and cine-curious people alike. We're your hosts. I'm Edissa.
And I'm Eating. This episode, we are honoured to be speaking to one of the most prolific working film composers in Singapore, Alex O! Yay! So we have a lot we want to pick his brains about. So let's get right into the episode.
Let's go to the movies, grab a friend, don't have a real one, we can play pretend.
This week, we're interviewing composers for our music production department. First up, we have Alex O. Now, it says on your application form, Alex, that you are one of Singapore's most reputable film composers and pianists. You've scored for over 25 feature films and TV productions, including beloved local film Taxi Taxi, starring Mark Lee, and the Channel 5 primetime drama The Land Is Mine.
Also, in the 2017 award ceremony held by the Composers and Authors Society of Singapore, you were awarded the esteem of Top Local Soundtrack. You are also the founder of White Noise Music, a leading audio post-production company.
So Alex, given your formidable work experience and talent, how confident are you feeling about today's interview?
Well, I hope I pass.
Okay, let's see.
We'll try. No guarantees, but we'll try.
Okay, sure.
Now, I'm always curious about how artists come to, pursue their art form. So, when exactly did you discover your love for music?
I think at the age of 4, I've been through more or less every other kid in Singapore. If you go to JMC in Yamaha, so there's this JMC course whereby kids as young as 4, 5, so the parents would send them, and that's what my parents did for me. And surprisingly, my earliest memories of music when I was learning to play, was like John Williams' Star Wars, or Superman, or what was that? E.T. Most of John Williams' soundtrack. Yeah. So, and because the melodies are so iconic, it kind of stayed with me, and that's probably why I kind of remember, at 4 years old, we were playing but of course it's the simplified version, not the, orchestral version or things like that. So, but that was the thing that really introduced me to film scores. I didn't know it was film scores at that time. It was much, much later. I think 7, 8 years old, or perhaps in primary school somewhere. And then I remember I watched the movie Superman. And then, hey, that's the piece that I've been playing all along, and then, now it has this guy with a red cape, and then, trying to fly. Flying, yes, but that was the earliest memory of when I first realized that, it was film scores and music. That was how it started.
So how's the composing scene like in Singapore right now? It's mostly synthesizers, is it?
Yes, what we call mock-ups. So that part of the process. So what we do is, yes, we'll compose, orchestrate, so that we can show the director a mock-up. So unfortunately, the mock-up is the one that ends up in the cinemas, because we can't bring more to the table anymore. We can't move forward. Yeah. In order to have musicians to play, you need to compensate them. Correct?
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. So, and a feature film is not 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It's literally, for any 90 minutes of film, most of the time I need to come up with about 70 to 75 minutes, sometimes 80, depending on filmmakers. Yeah, some of them, they like, music from beginning to the end. Some are like that, and then some is okay, maybe some parts we don't need music, and for me, actually, that's also why, lately, I decided, yes, I've been doing music all the time, but actually, I also love sound. As in, the sound design. So music is just one part, of the whole soundtrack. So I realized it's you can do a lot of things if there is proper sound, and music doesn't need to push all the time. It's as simple as the dialogue, from the dialogue itself, the dialogue being clear, and not, yes, of course you can, most of us, we will record in the location, right? On location, you record there, and then after that, you bring it to the post, and then you will clean it, But I think Hollywood, right, they always do it a step more, and they would ADR, In fact, they would probably ADR most of it, if not all of it. Yeah, so that's the difference. If the dialogue is clear, then everything else is kind of we can do it, you know. And then once the sound is all there, the music you just need the music to do what it's supposed to do, you know, and not fill up the everything else. Sound is something whereby if it's clear, it will affect you emotionally just by hearing it, you know. Like imagine if you are in a dark room, if you hear birds, it's soothing, right? Yeah. But if you start hearing squawk, you know, or an unknown sound, you know, it could be a growl. You know, straight away, yes.
Yeah.
So we don't even need sight. When sound is kind of combined with sight or the visual, you know, so that's when it becomes even more powerful than, you know, auditory senses. That's why sound, if it's done correctly, it will already trigger certain emotions, and then music can push that thing further. And with the visual, it will even, you know, have a more experience for the audience.
It's definitely an overlooked aspect,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so actually, a couple of days ago, I was walking down Somerset, and then I saw along the MRT, you know, like the billboards, and then there was this advertisement, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm interviewing Alex O a few days later, and I know he composed this. So because I was looking through your Instagram, and then I saw you actually composed I think the piano composition for the Hennessy ad with Jackson Wang and Duraba,
Duraba,
right?
correct.
So I was just, you know, curious because I wanted to know, since your projects differ in nature, then the requirements also must differ as well.
Yes.
How do you balance the director's vision and your own creative input?
There's no straight answer to that. It's like, well, the thing is, I as a composer, I need to understand what the client, you know, be it director or you know, the advertising execs. So what do they really want? What is the brief? Music is a language. So, but I don't expect everyone to understand or to know the language. But as someone that's directing like composers, right, sometimes they feel stressful, you know, okay, we don't speak their language, you know, how do we tell them? So, but the thing is, it's very simple. You know, actually, it just tells the feeling, and we will get it. You know, the more they try to tell us, like, you know, it's supposed to be this, or you know, the more they try to do it. Actually, sometimes we get lost as well. You know, because everyone's perception of, let's say, example, jazz, you know, is different. So I will think, oh, okay, this is what you want, and then when I do something like that, no, that's not what I want. You know what I mean? So there's this to and fro, and then sometimes, I mean, if we don't get it, especially for like TV commercials, right? If we don't get it within the, I think the third try or something like that, they will fire us, man. Yeah. Yes. So I mean, most of the time it's like, okay, the first time, yeah, it's kind of there, you know, and then and then second time we try, okay, it should be getting warmer, you know, and then if it gets colder, right? Oh my God, you know. So and then we thought, okay, then we do our best third time, fourth time, but you see, sometimes no matter what you do, maybe it is a communication thing. You see, so maybe we just don't get it, or I just don't get it.
And it's difficult to communicate music also.
Yes, correct. So, but the thing is, we have a way, of course, to do that. Meaning, that's why editors, they will put them tracks there, you know. And then one of the things whereby sometimes when I do film scores, or I do like TVCs, right? So I would just ask them, is this the track that kind of what you want? You know?
Vibes.
Yes, the vibes. Yes. So most of the time they say, yeah, kind of what we want, but not really, you know. Then after that, we are trying to, you know, guess like what is the not really, you know, or what is it you like, and then what is it that you don't like, you know. So most of the time, our efforts or our of what I'm trying to understand from them is, okay, what you like about this piece of music, you know, and then okay, maybe we will improve on that, you know. Yeah.
I can only imagine how hard it is, like
Yeah.
to communicate a piece of music. Maybe next time you should ask them to sing for you.
Oh, does that help? Does that help if they sing for
No,
you?
not really.
They can't really sing, right? They go off tune.
And how is the experience like working on the advertisement for the Hennessy advertisement? Okay, redacted.
There are some things I won't say. But the direction was they wanted to have a kind of a funk genre.
Okay.
Yeah. So But in the end, the music didn't turn out that way. Lah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they forgot the element of Lang Lang. Yeah, and that was the one that we did first. Yeah, because I mean, we did the whole thing, meaning it was arranged. We actually arranged the music to funk, and then we recorded Lang Lang. I mean, we didn't record him. It was recorded somewhere else, but we wrote the thing, and then they recorded it, and then it came back to us, and then we fit it with the rest of the music, and then it didn't really turn out to be what they wanted. Yeah, at first lah. And then by the end of it, yes, it kind of did lah. Yeah.
So for this next segment, we're going to play a little game called
Soundtrack Championships. Ready, fight! Okay, so as an aspiring member of our film club's music production team, one must be able to draw inspiration from masterpieces and develop their own musical taste. So we've generated a roster of acclaimed soundtracks, and you have to determine which one of them will win the soundtrack championship. Okay. The first bracket is between Harry Potter and Spirited Away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which of these soundtracks do you prefer?
very iconic, right?
Yeah.
Yes, both of them.
Yeah, they both contributed to the world building of their respective films.
Okay, but I think I'll go with maybe Harry Potter.
Harry Potter,
Is it because
okay.
you started out playing?
Kind of like that. I mean, John Williams stuff, yes, but
Okay, and the next battle is between the musicals. So do you prefer the score of La La Land or A Star Is Born?
maybe.
Is this tough?
Yeah. I mean, I love both. Okay, maybe La La Land. Though.
All right, okay. And the third bracket we have Disney soundtracks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have old Disney, which is Mulan, and new Disney, Moana.
Okay, because Mulan has been they're already like what I mean, it's the animation, but also live version of it, right? With so I think I'll go with Mulan.
And Mulan had so many different types of genres within the same, right? They had like a ballad song. They had
yes.
like the motivational song as well. Okay, and the final one we have the battle between TV shows. So do you prefer the score for Game of Thrones
Oh,
or the
God.
score for Stranger Things?
I like both. I mean, both are my favorite
Yes.
TV series. Oh God. Okay, the theme for Game of Thrones is of course iconic. But I love Stranger Things. That retro, vibe. I mean, I
Okay.
grew up in that era, so yes. So I think I'll go with Stranger Things.
Oh wow.
nostalgic value.
Yes, for the nostalgic value.
Okay,
yes.
understand.
Because this is a very difficult one.
Okay, yeah, I think this is a hot take. This is a real hot take. Okay, so this is semi-finals. Is it Harry Potter or La La Land?
Okay, Harry. Yeah.
Okay, Harry.
Nothing
Harry.
beats the OG.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah, OG
once you start out at Yamaha playing Harry Potter, there's no going back.
No, for real.
Because the melody is just too strong.
Okay, and semi-final bracket 2 is La La Land and Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Okay, the retro vibe is really getting to you. Okay, are you ready for the finals? Harry Potter, The Boy Who Lived, and Stranger Things.
Okay, then if it's these two, then it still has to be Harry Potter.
Ah, it's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter
Yes.
Yes.
The Boy Who Lived.
The Boy Who Lived. Yeah.
Survives. So for this third segment, you'll be reading out some letterbox reviews of films that have really good scores.
Okay.
So the first one is Forrest Gump. So can you just read out what letterbox user the Satanic Declan has left?
Okay. When I was young, about 11 or 12, I thought this was a wonderful film. I watched it endlessly. I have never seen a film that conveyed a whole life in this way. I loved the performances, the music, the look of the film, the breathless scope of the thing. I watched it this morning for first time in about 8 years. Anyway, just coming in to report that 11-year-old me was a stupid, beep idiot.
Have you watched Forrest Gump?
Yes, of course. Yes.
What are your thoughts on this review and the film?
It's okay. It depends when we actually watch this film. As in which if we were to watch it now, we would have think it's a little bit draggy,
Okay.
right? But when we watch it, let's say example 10 years ago or something like that, I think it's something that will impact you, and then make you think.
Wow, revolutionary.
Yes, correct. It's revolutionary, and then of course the score. Again, because it's a piano score, right? So, people can play the music, and the whole score, I mean, is awesome lah. Yeah.
Okay, so finally we have the film Our Boys to Men, a local film.
Okay. Third rewatch gave me a strange itch in my mouth. Only a shotgun could fix.
No, but the fact is he watched it 3 times.
Yeah. So he's kind of contradicting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is forcing him?
Literally, nobody.
Yeah. He left a 1-star review.
Yeah. Maybe it's the NS trauma.
Yes, probably. Yes. Because the thing is this, I mean, we know, the director Jack Neo, right? So we know he has a certain, his films has a certain style, which is obviously slapstick, comedy, this kind of thing. It's not supposed to be a very sophisticated movie.
Fun.
Yeah, it's just to have fun. You go there, you laugh about it, you get entertained, and that's it. So yeah, I don't really agree on his comment. Yeah, I think it speaks a lot to males that especially for those that are going into army. I mean, even at the time when I went to army, I have no idea like what to expect. So watching a film, will kind of give you some mental preparation. Yeah. So
For older men, it's like nostalgia.
Yeah.
yes, correct.
Alright, so that concludes our recruitment session for today. I hope you had fun with us today. It was amazing hearing from our amazing applicant, Alex O.
Before we finally reveal the results of the application, I'd like to give a rundown of Alex's profile again. So with us today, we have Alex O, who can be found at Piano Player on Instagram, as well as on his website, alex-o.com.
That's right. To stay tuned for more application interviews with different film hopefuls to our prestigious film club, you may follow us on Spotify and YouTube as well. Remember to turn on your push notifications to be notified of new episodes. Finally, this episode was brought to you by NTU Wee Kim Wee School of Communication and Information.
Okay, now it's the time to finally reveal the exciting moment we've all been waiting for. Could we get a drum roll, please? Congratulations, you're in!
Yay! And you have also been immediately promoted to honorary president.
Wow.
We were so impressed by your caliber and portfolio that we think you need to share it with more people.
Yes.
So you can continue our legacy for us
Yes.
and replace us.
Soon. So, next applicant, please.
Let's go to the movies. Here's the way.